adventure.
His fast gun for hire keeps the calling wind.
This is High Noon and welcome, you prepare. And I don't mean any of that liver lizzy linging stuff, and I don't mean any of that arty stuff. I'm here to do you all will just draw together, become family, friends, support each other, all that. This is a place to have a good old time, friends, and all that stuff. Okay, this is it.
Good afternoon. How is everybody today? We are on page 21. 21. Although nobody's here, so me going on like that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so let's see. So we're supposed to have the Canadian Shield here. This little midget of a midget. Hey, ATM. How are you? Good to see you back. Today I'm drawing up my comic. Tuesdays at noon, and Tuesdays, Wednesday, and Thursday is at noon. That's what I'm doing. Drawing up my comic. And it's glad to have you here. Yeah, I stream Monday through Friday. I stream at noon every day. Mondays I do a fan art contest. One of my characters, whatever character I'm drawing that day, and you can basically win I have some trading cards of my characters. I've got 7 different ones at the moment. You can win a signed one. If we drop the character, we put it in a straw poll, and whoever wins the straw poll wins. Fairly simple and easy. Now I know it's not Marvel. I know it's not DC, but it's just a little self promotion, and you don't have to be the best artist to win. You just gotta do something. Sort of about really ultimately just promoting my brand. Really. Yeah. I remember that from yesterday. Hopefully, at some point, you like my characters as much. I've always said I try and draw what I think is best from DC and Marvel and put it together. Or will be putting it together. Depends on how you want to say it. So, what do you got going on? Well, probably in the evening for you, if I remember right. You are in France. So, you're probably like 7 or 8 hours ahead of me? Yeah, so Monday to Friday, you'll find me on at this time all the time. Then I can always say bonjour. I know a little bit of French. I took it in school here in Canada because, we're required to, with our one province being basically all Francais. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Oh, yeah, I'm going to put out the link for people to come on, some people to come on. And just anybody listening, there seems to be 4 people here listening. If you can hit the like button, share this out, be very much appreciated on any of your social media. When we get to 500 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway or giveaways. So we are at the moment at 480, so that's 20 away. So it'd be great to hit thing. And we'll be doing an 8-hour stream. Also going through all my comics. I gotta sort them. They're in these Rubbermaid bins, but they're just put in sort of willy nilly. I want to put all my soups with soups, all my spiders with spiders, that sort of thing. Get them sorted. They never got. They just got put in there when I moved a couple years ago. Well, in boxes. I never sorted anything, so I'd like to sort, and I'd like to show you guys as I sort. Think you guys might find it really decent. We've got lots of DC, lots of Marvel, some independent stuff. Ziz. Mamma mia, not the papa pia, da 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 da. More trees, and more trees. And I see my mother's in the chat. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Just a good old boys, never meaning no harm. Wouldn't change if they could. Hey! Slightly not first, John. You're like fifth or sixth. And I know it only says 4 watching, but the counter's gone up and down a couple times, so. Always first. Always first, even when you're last, eh? Is that because the last shall be first and the first shall be last? Does that mean if you're first, you're last? I'm always number one. You're probably working, but if there's a link there if you want it. JPC's, I'm at Arby's first. Maybe amongst 2 are here, but Oh, hey, good morning, Elric. JP, so were you serious? You want a Rising kissing Scarlett Johansson and sent to Rising? And everybody, make sure you're hitting that like button, sharing this stream out too, please. Please don't you. I am good. Elric, how are you? Oh, I'm very good. It's going to rain for 3 days. Starting today and going to Thursday. John says JP was too busy being nose deep in an Oswald sandwich to notice Rick was live. Yeah, he hasn't even answered my question yet. Hey, Bullet. Roll on the floor. When suicide isn't an option, but you hate yourself that much. I thought that would be like Popeye's slogan right about now. Rain makes my workday 30% longer equals overtime. Bullet. I mean, Dillert. That's nice. Well, get ready for 30% longer for 3 days. When you're hungry and I can sandwich, I'm willing to take the risk of getting stabbed. Not sure whether it's take the risk stabbed, but it was certainly a fight. Are you talking to me, JP? Am I gonna what? Finish this page? Yeah, probably finish this page. Get on to page 22. I might get to page 23 this week. Started it. JP, you never answered. Were you serious about wanting me to do Scarlett Johansson and sending it to Risey? Okay. I'm just making sure. Your extra robot today. I don't know why. Robotnik. This feature bots everywhere. That is a feature working as intended. You missed some good stuff, Evan. So, Evan, you read any more scripts from the Cross Comics group on Facebook? Cool, cool. And as you saw, there's more than the Canadian Shield there too. So, Okay, so there's 37 past the hour. No, why do you ask? Okay, so that saying it was 37 past the hour wasn't about ending. It was about playing an ad. What? Well, for the first second, it was a little choppy, but then I restarted it and it wasn't choppy at all. Elric even says it wasn't choppy. It looks better when the fonts don't move. Elric can barely see due to pending doom. Forget what? To who was the ad choppy out there? Who actually saw it? And hello, Raggedy. And be honest, people. Don't play that choppy. I don't play perfectly on my end. I don't know how it was choppy. Okay, well, uh, was Dillard's ad choppy here? No. So we have two people saying it wasn't choppy. It looked like it was going to be choppy there for the first second, and then I rewound it. I just don't want you to be unsatisfied, John. Well, I think it was made to look like a. Well, hello, Enough Blood Station. This legit some Bible Man Infinity War laugh out loud. I'm not sure what you're meaning. I think Dillard made it to look like the VHS tape thing. Um, Either that or it's the copy I got downloaded, which can't really see it being, but and the VCR is still flashing 12 o'clock. look at his nails. Okay, what are you talking about? Neff blood? And what do you mean you like my version better? My version of what better? Okay. I have no idea what you guys are talking about anymore. Oh, you're back. JP is back. Cross, what's going on in the last panel? Um, okay, so I'll read what I got. I'm thinking about getting Ring Fit Adventure for Switch. Rick, what do you think? I know nothing about it. Okay, so he's going over to a big boulder, picks it up, throws it as if it were a pebble. Then he learns to run at extremely fast speeds, controlling his direction and maneuverability. So basically, he's supposed to be going super fast, and doing acrobatics and such, and being able to, learn to go that fast and do these things. Could have he done something like this beforehand? Yeah, but no. Well, it's just like synchronized. Probably more cartwheel, Joshua, and it's a caption, not actual dialogue. Um, JP. A little bit. He was a hunter, so way, way back in his time, so you might have needed some of those skills, running and jumping and, going through the forest type thing. Hey, Ray. Yeah, I know. I wish I could do something else. I've already put it in, Evan. But this time he's meaning to do it. It's just not automatic. And fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not the one who originally wrote this script. Divided it up. I had a friend write it. They weren't really into comics. And they just wrote it in paragraphs, page. They didn't really even panel it. So I tried to get them into doing this. They were more of a songwriter. I thought they could actually do it, but they weren't really into it. So it was probably a bad decision. I invented the character. I invented the character. I had stuff lined up, and but I paged and paneled it. Hey, I was Joshua. I hadn't even written one script at that point myself, and I was trying to get other people involved and friends. and thought, okay, maybe I was working on my art part, not the. Ultimately, it was probably more a collaborative effort. Yeah, well, you got to remember when I came up with the character of the Canadian Shield, I was like 15, 16, something like that. So you could have rewritten some of the first issue. Now, add some more experience writing. Yeah, well, I did. I tweaked some parts, like there was the end that you're going to see here probably next week. I tweaked. It was originally he was stopping some guy robbing some other guy's tractor, but it's like you're up in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere to run. Who's going to steal a tractor? And another thing I rewrote was there was originally train tracks that he was supposed to follow. But I found out there was no train tracks, so of course I changed that to, the tree moss. There's some parts that had to stay the same. Like the character was still going to be from, man like Cougar from the early 1800s. He had to be transported up into the middle of nowhere. The suit still came from the future. Let's see. Bonus. Yeah, the suit's from the future, John. Not from our present. I think we need to start over and have a chat written book. I'm scared if that happened. And actually, the character is slightly different than when I originally imagined. I had well, sort of. When I first started out, there was this guy at church, an ex-biker, I was thinking of him for the template of the character, but and having the shield ride over Canada doing stuff or whatever. But I hadn't even put in on his powers or that yet. He was going to be a lot more like Captain America back then. God did transport John. Here's the present. Here's us right here, right now. Here's the suit. Here's him in the year 1825, we'll say. Here's the suit in 2075, we'll say. Those are not exact numbers for this. He takes a man like Cougar, brings him to our present. Thus, he's putting him into his future or into the future. He's taking the suit from the future and bringing it to our time, thus bringing it to its past or the past. Are we clear now, people? I'm glad somebody understands it, Elric. We need a flowchart. So this is a period piece. Not really. Barrington flowchart Ken. Uh, so why couldn't he follow tracks if it were in the present? Because there are no train tracks up there, John. I don't know whether it'll ever return to the 1800s, Evan. What kind of paper is that? This here that I'm drawing on, it is 150-pound comic art board. Heavyweight paper for pencils, ink, and marker. Smooth surface, erases clearly, no bleeding or feathering. Industry standard sheets with non-repo blue grid lines. John, get a map. Well, although you probably can't get one. Here, give me a minute. Bring up Google Maps. God can manipulate time. He can't transport someone. Jeez. No, he was one in God's will. Okay, so let's share screen. Okay, so right here is this town, whatever you want to call it. Big Trout Lake. This is where he ends up at the end of the first issue. So I'm saying and I don't know whether I'm pointing out here will be exactly 100 miles. He's like 100 miles north of, so, maybe up some here, around here somewhere. No, he's not on the island. This island and this piece here is the city of Big Trout Lake. This is northern Ontario here. So, God transports him, somewhere up here, somewhere maybe a little bit further. I don't know. I don't know what the scaling is for miles on this. So up in the middle of nowhere and over the first issue, he travels from wherever he gets transported up here to here. So he could be up around here somewhere. Well, I wouldn't say that, John. Once he, as Evan has read, once in the between the first and second issue, like in Civilization, Nanakik. Here, I gotta get up the. Yes, Hamilton does, but he's not in Hamilton right away. Let's see. Characters. Scripts. Just waiting for that to come up. Okay, so he starts out in issue 2 in Nanika. So between issues 1 and 2, okay, so between issues 1 and 2, he's going from here to here, and we start issue 2 with him here, and then he goes from here to here. And then issue 3, he goes from here to, where is Wawa? Here. He's slowly making his way. Eventually, he'll hit Hamilton. He can fly. He should head to Vegas. He doesn't even know Vegas exists. Raggedy. So hopefully that has helped some people out. So when we do we start the rewrites? Okay, so God takes him from a rural past into a wondrous future, but that doesn't matter because he is even more of a... John, you want to take somebody from 200 years ago and place them in the middle of a downtown metropolis today? It just wouldn't make sense. He'd be too culture shocked. That's why he's put up in the middle of nowhere introducing him into today's world, I'd say somewhat slowly. Yeah, but Captain America was only 50, well, more now. Yeah. Have you read issue 2? Evan, if you're here, Evan's read issues 2 and 3. And I don't know what he thinks of them. He knows he doesn't. Yeah, the first issue, I'll admit, is a bit boring. It's all origin, him figuring out powers and blah, blah, blah. Telling people stuff, and then he finds out the stuff. And 2 is bad, 3 is the best. But is 2 better than number 1, Evan? I'm not saying they're stupid, but the culture shock. You wouldn't know what a car is. But the only thing of today's technology that you might recognize is a train. Well, you got to remember, he wouldn't be the superhero. Plus, there's the suit. The the angel getting his attention. I don't think the angel could get his attention if he was dropped into the downtown Hamilton. They had trains back in the 1800s, Raggedy. Especially the early 1800s, I'm pretty sure. Now, did they look anything like they do today? No. Well, some of them still do, but most don't. Make number 3 number 1. Start your story halfway through, then go back, bring it full. Yeah, but I don't know where the end of this story is. It's supposed to be an ongoing comic book. It's Then I wouldn't be coming out in January, that's for sure. I started over. It's its origins. I know it's a bit boring. But stuff starts to happen with issue 2, and listen to everyone, and then it wasn't her story. Yeah. Listen to everyone, and then it was true. Bullet. I just don't know what I could do to start over to make this him getting his suit interesting and still keep him the same character. Also, so stupid kid in England says World War II shouldn't be taught in schools because it makes kids uncomfortable, hurt their mental. Yeah, I heard about that, Elric. That's just crazy. Yeah. We need to learn about history. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Although they wouldn't know that they're repeating it, I guess, but show them the death camps. Yeah. Hello. Oh, no problem, ATM. Or I think you're supposed to be Arm Fall Off Boy from the Legion of Superheroes. Oh. 18. Yes, I let somebody leave. You're not able to leave though, JP. You're not that you'll leave. So it doesn't looks like I might get this page done today, and we'll be starting page 22 tomorrow. I might get a little bit set up for page 22. No. So if you have any questions or whatever, feel free to ask ATM. I'm not sure whether you heard me earlier, but I am in the middle of this is my comic book I'm drawing up here, which will hopefully be on Indiegogo in January. And JP says, "Hey, ATM, how's the outside world? Is it still there?" And JB says, "I think Xylo will travel across Canada on his own steam train, JP4 2029. And his train doesn't need rails." "Where we're going, we don't need rails." "Where we're going, I run the train," says Bullet. "Hey, is it a bullet train?" "Do you have to train it?" So who's going to let her? Well, probably me. Right now, actually, I'm running a contest. There's a link in the description a coloring contest for you can win the chance to color it. Hopefully I'll be able to give whomever a couple bucks. Well, more than a couple bucks, but my big thing is the coloring at the moment. Well, my dream job would be letterer, but I don't have AI or Photoshop, Illustrator or Photoshop. Well, hopefully in the near future, in the next year or two, I will be able to be hiring letterers. I've got a few books that I want to get out. And if I start making money, that's what it's sort of half about for me. Then I will, first off, it's hiring. First three positions I get will be getting hired or for the various books are penciler, inker, colorer. I can do lettering and I'll be doing some writing. Probably the next job that will be filled is letterer after those ones. Dave Sharp is a great one for what? Lettering, coloring. Oh, lettering, cool. Hey, Commodore. Good to see you. Lettering. Or it's like Monopoly money. Well, it takes some Monopoly money. I can get some of that. I can get lots of that. Might even be able to make that. What about Canadian Tire money, Bullet? Do you take Canadian Tire money? Do you take Canadian Tire money in payment? So what's this? What's the story in this? Well, this is the origin issue, so it's as a bit boring. I'm creating a bunch of created a bunch of Christian superheroes. This first one is called the Canadian Shield. So, I'm telling about people about his powers, and he's learning about his powers at the same time. So that it does get a bit repetitive. I'll admit that. But with issue 2, he starts going against villains, and I'm not talking. I'm not sure what you've seen for Christian comics or whatever. I have decent villains and all that. Villains that I'd say are equal to, like, DC or Marvel ones. Yeah, he's faster than a speeding bullet. He's got super strength, flight, durability, but it is the suit that gives him these abilities. He's a Native American from the past, brought to the present, and the suit he wears is from the future, which allows him to do all his stuff. And God has done this, brought the suit from the future and him from the past to our present, if you will. Can he leap tall buildings? Nah, he just flies over them when he comes to them, which probably won't be for a while into the comic book, I'll admit. Well, I guess it depends on what you consider a tall building, too. Ask about the little tall buildings are rather tall. Like, is a 3-story building a tall building? Or does it have to be a 10-story building to be a tall building? Or a 20-story building? Or somewhere in between? Let's say 72 stories to be a tall building. Okay. Then it might be a while before in the comic he gets to like 72 stories. Yeah, I guess so. Since, he could just fly up to the tippy top of it. Although the CN Tower is no longer the tallest freestanding structure in the world, unfortunately. Canada had that pride for so long. True, Commodore. He was only supposed to be able to jump an eighth of a mile. Oh, and some. And here's something I got up for sale from Kyle Ritter's comic. I did a drawing of one of his characters. It starts at $10 American. So we have till Friday to do this. This has till Friday to sell. So if not, goes away till whenever. Yeah, I think there's one in Dubai now that's taller by a couple 100 feet. We'll let so I don't know whether John wants me to play this or not, but I'm going to. Still in the top 10 is good for sure. It used to be, I think it was like number one for like what, 30 years. Yeah, that's something John is doing. He was on yesterday, if you remember, last night. ATM. So paid me some money to play that twice during the show. So no, I was drawing Miss Martian. He was drawing something else. Yeah, and the Five Robins. Or actually, technically, I had drawn the Five Robins. I was just inking it. And John there is snagging one of my characters for his story, my Canadian Shield. He's sort of making an alternate universe of the Cross Comics universe. How many years were there? Are too many Robins. How many years were each Robin's Robin? Well, I think Dick was the longest, Dick Grayson, followed by probably Tim. I don't think Jason was Robin that long. And Damian, well, he's probably catching up to Tim. Pre-52, he was Raggedy. Pre the new 52, he was Robin for quite some time. So, and definitely Stephanie was the shortest Robin. For mine, it's 24, and then it's supposed to be ongoing to ATM. So, or do you mean John's thing? It's supposed to be an ash can, like 8 or 9 pages, I think. I thought she lasted a little bit longer than that, ATM. Yeah, he was Red Robin. But I'm more talking about the continuity. I think I could be wrong. I think most fans like. I think more fans are like the pre-52 era. Myself, I'm partial to Dick Grayson or Tim. I know Tim because or Dick because of Dick Grayson because of he was the first Robin, one that I was really introduced to Robin from as. But Tim is when I really started reading the comic books. Wake me up when we got to Johnny Quest. So I've got the layout set up for page 22. It's basically going to be him seeing the sign for Big Chart Lake. You're about welcome to Big Chart Lake. And he's like, yay! And then we're going to see a barn or some shed that's, 20 to 30 or 40 feet tall, hopefully. And then we're going to see a guy climbing up it, and the guy's going to be right on the edge of the roof. Oh, crap. I cut out. We might cut out seeing the barn or whatever. Do a ranking of all the Robins. Do we include Robins from alternate universes and stuff? ATM. And then, of course, there's the Robin bot from DC 1 Million. I'm just trying to think. I was supposed to have 6 panels here, and I accidentally reduced it to 5. Well, I could show the barn with him climbing up here. Somebody on the ladder climbing up. A close up. Him at the edge. Him at the edge. Jumping off. Being Canadian Shield jumping up to the rescue. Now, hopefully I remember that for tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Go on. But yeah, I could probably do a short video for that. A ranking of Robins. So yeah, I guess we're about done here. It's almost 2:00. Can't really do anything in 2 minutes. I will be on tonight, 10:00. Cross Comics late night, or after Cross Comics after dark. Sorry, 10:00 Eastern, 10 p.m. Why not do it live? I don't know. I could just, it would take probably a lot to get that done. And JP says you can do a lot in 2 minutes. I will think about it. Maybe it's something I'll do on my show on Saturday, but we'll be on tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be Cross Comics After Dark. So thank you all for stopping by. And we will catch you all on the flip side.